Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano price and the Bitcoin price, and I'm sure everybody who's watching the Cardano price is happy at the moment. So we went up to quite a nice level and we're going to take a look at that. Small retracement at the moment, and that is expected, and I can tell you why on the chart. Also Bitcoin is retracing a little bit after its pump, and it's still in the green, but it has been retracing, and it has also done exactly what it should have been should have done. And Ethereum is doing really well at the moment. And also I'm going to talk quickly about the Ethereum chart, and then we take a look at the ADA BTC chart as well. Now let's start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin obviously moving up here through the all-time high and came all the way up to this level up here at around 67k. This is the 1 hour chart. I made the video yesterday about Elliott Waves on Bitcoin, and I talked about in this box it would be a possibility, from my opinion, to enter a short-term trade. Yeah, and you can see where it came down to. It came down to exactly the lower end of this box, to the 64k level. So I mentioned it yesterday in the video. It has touched it exactly, and it should, in my opinion, go up from here. Yeah, and however, it can obviously be that it will drop, and then this count would be invalidated. I did say in the previous video I would personally set my stop below the low of wave 1, which is here at 62.5k, because then it would indicate that this count is wrong. But since then it has been going up on its way to the upside again, and it actually briefly dropped below the all-time high, the previous all-time high, but we're currently above it again. And that's what I said as well in the video, that I expect, even though the technical target level based on Elliott Waves would indicate the 64k, as a low point, and we actually touched that briefly, we now seem to find support at the previous all-time high. So it's going well. I think, from here maybe we have to expect a little bit of a sideways move, but then I think, or I would expect, further price increases for Bitcoin up to 71k, because that is the 1.272 Fibonacci extension level from this impulsive move to the upside. Yeah, and I talked about that in the previous video. That is certainly what, in my opinion, can be reached, and that is another decision point for Bitcoin. Then, do we continue our move to the upside, or do we enter a longer term correction from here, based on the possible scenario that the impulsive move to the upside is still a more complex corrective move? But we don't know before we get there. It's just another possibility. Now let's take a look at the Cardano chart. Cardano doing really well. Cardano has finally broken out, and let me go to the 4 hour charts. Cardano has finally broken out of that symmetrical triangle, and it looks that it's not a fake out, right? So the daily candle has closed above it. We can see here on the 4 hour chart that we have buy signals. On the daily chart, let me just do that. On the daily chart, we have buy signals finally as well. For the first time in weeks, we have come into the bullish range on the RSI. The last time we have done that was the 11th of September, around that period. So we have finally come into the bullish range on the RSI, and we have a lot of scope to the upside, but we also have a lot to catch up. So there's a lot of levels we need to go through, a lot of work to be done. We are about to get a buy signal here on the ADX with that bullish crossover that is coming of the green line cutting across the red line. And on the MACD, I did say that yesterday we had a buy signal here as well. So made a bullish cross on the MACD on the daily, which is really, really good. So let us take a final look here at the shorter term time frame. So I'm now on the 1 hour chart, and we can have a look here at what Cardano has been doing. So if I make that a bit larger, we can see that we obviously made this W pattern. We talked about it on this channel yesterday. Found support here at around 210, a little bit lower than 210. Dropped actually all the way down to 209. Since then, we've just marched through this triangle, which was really a relief for everybody. Cardano finally seems to be able to break out of this prison in a huge candle, broke through that resistance line, of the triangle. Since then, and we talked about it as well, we have been retracing, and it is positive because this was first of all a bull flag. Not only that, we've also retested the former resistance level as support, and that was while I was asleep. We have come through in a huge candle again, and you can see the volume. We have volume. We have come through the 20-day moving average. So it's doing finally what we've been waiting for. We're going through resistance levels and we are also getting above moving averages. So things are happening, and what it looks like at the moment could be a bullish pennant. We already came all the way up to 227, 228 and found some strong resistance there. Now, why is that the case? We can take a look at the Fibonacci's here. Let me add the Fibonacci extension levels and retracement levels from the last major pump here. So all the way up to there, and there you can exactly see why we found resistance there, because this is from that move here to the upside after we were retracing. That is the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. That is basically the ideal, target for such a wave. And yeah, we got there pretty much 228, pretty much exactly. So that is why we had some retracement there. Nothing to worry about, in my opinion. Just because of that, we found some resistance there. Now, what it looks like here is something like a bull flag, or rather a bullish pennant here, depending on if you use the wicks or not. If we don't use the wicks, then we can see that it looks like a bull flag, probably coiling up for the next move, I would say, to the upside. I mean, it's looking good. We've got space to the upside. Of course, here on the hourly, we are a bit overbought, but that is currently sort of sorting itself out with that current retracement here, and from here we should really move to the next level, possibly to that 228 again. If we get above that, then I think we've got that 232 level, which was resistance so many times before. And if we see another huge candle like these here, when we went through the resistance, then we can get through the 50-day moving average as well. I think that is very important. That's currently at 234. And from then, if we have done that, I see a bright future for Cardano. We've got various levels to cross here, for example, 242, 256, 264, and 280, in my opinion. They are key levels to address. And as I said, we've got a lot of levels to go through. What we also need to see, not only was this the 1.618 extension level, we also had a local high here at 225, which is probably, or 224, 225, which is probably also why it's holding us down a little bit. I think we need to get clearly above that high here, which is holding us down a little bit. That would then indicate really that we can continue our move here to the upside. So it's looking good. I'm sure everybody's been waiting for that. And I just want to have a quick look at Ethereum, because, while Bitcoin is currently retracing a little bit, Ethereum actually is going higher, where Ethereum yesterday was only at just below 4,100 and is now going up. And this is what we've seen along the way here, that Ethereum is then catching up on Bitcoin, and now finally Cardano seems to have started as well. And it seems like since Bitcoin has gone into the all-time high area, that people are looking for cryptocurrencies which haven't performed that well in the last few weeks, among them Solana and Cardano. And also I've seen some others really finally starting to move that haven't really moved, for example, Aave. And we're going to talk about that in other videos. And let me take a look at the ADA BTC chart. You can see that finally ADA BTC is going up as well, indicating that we have found a possible low. I mean, we talked about potential that we found already bullish divergences here down here. So since then we have actually really moved up, which is a good sign as well. And if you remember what I said, we always have found, at least in the last few months since the beginning of the year with ADA BTC, we also always found support here at this support line. Now this was really the first time since I think February that or the first time ever that we crossed below this trend line. And yeah, hopefully we found now some support while Bitcoin is retracing a little bit and Cardano is finally catching up. And I think, I really see a bright future here for Cardano if we can continue to get above that high. And then obviously the next targets to address are the 50-day moving average and the 232 level here. And they come quite close together. So I'm sure it's a good day, for Cardano holders. We already were obviously a bit higher, retraced, but again, that was because we came very exactly to the 1.618 extension level, and we are addressing a local high here and a local high here. This basically these two coming together here as well on the 11th of October and the 16th. So yeah, I'm excited, looking good. I'm looking forward to the day and further price increases. Let me know what you think. Are we continuing to go up? I mean, we need to, of course, hold this support level here, which is the 218 level. It's first of all a horizontal support level. It's also close to the the upper leg of that triangle. Yeah, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you really like the content, maybe you might consider a channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.